One man teaches his son to be careful when around police. Another man replies and says the police should be careful around people who look like your son. Two levels of knowledge. So at the macro level, people reason using statistics because they lack the full information. At the micro level, the individual has direct knowledge of themselves. So the conflict is not just moral, it's actually epistemic. It's not that probability is inherently biased, it is a tool for decision making under uncertainty. It's actually our ignorance that allows probability to be a tool which we use. When you don't know the individual, you substitute them with the distribution. The key tension though is as follows. A distribution describes populations, but actions affect individuals. As soon as you introduce this type of probability-based decision making in high-stakes settings like policing, the problem comes in the mismatch between what the individual believes of themselves versus what the average dictates who they should be. The parent speaking to their child that I told you about is actually operating at the micro level. The commentator is operating at the macro level. In isolation, each one is a mechanism, but when put together and being forced to collapse into the same decision, you end up getting incompatibility. Probability reflects the gap between what is known and unknown. When uncertainty is high and the distribution you are using involves race, then racism, sadly, emerges whether one likes it or not. However, there are principled ways to reduce the mismatch. Instead of using group proxies for individual signals, look at individual signals without the group proxy. It might be better to rely on behavior, context, and specific evidence rather than categories based on identity. Even if there is a statistical pattern, it doesn't necessarily follow that it should be used in every decision context. There's also an asymmetry of cost we have to factor. Being wrongly suspected carries a human cost that is not captured by probability alone. Sometimes taking a 10% chance at a statistical level can result in a devastating consequence for someone on the individual level. Well, what can I say? Probability, that is the way it is for us humans, but justice is a demand placed on how we treat individuals. That's why we can discriminate when it comes to temperature. That's okay. Individual vibrating atoms don't feel prejudiced as far as we can tell.